Like, subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos from PHN Learn. For more videos, download our app from the Play Store.
Hello everyone, welcome to the HTML and CSS tutorial by PHN Technology Private Limited. So in this tutorial we are going to learn to create a navigation bar for our website. Now people get confused between navigation bar and the menu. Actually they both are very different and they both have different tags too in HTML5. For menu we use the menu tag, and for the navigation bar we use the nav tag. Now before starting with the navigation bar, I want to introduce to you a particular very important tag, header. Now people actually think that the header, whenever I say header, they think of H1 to H6 tags. No, actually the header tag here plays a very vital role. What it does, it stores all the headings inside it. So you can also insert your navigation bar in there. But it is not necessary to declare header just like body and head. Okay, so I just wanted to share you this. Now we are going to create a navigation bar using the nav tag. Now I'm going to create my navigation bar in the body. So nav is a pair tag. Now what does the navigation bar do? We click on a particular word and it takes us to that particular section. So that section also belongs to our website, right? Now what is a website? Website is the collection of such web pages, and the navigation bar collects them all and gives us a platform through which we can visit all of them. So what do we have to do here? We are going to use the anchor tag. This helps us in linking the particular page, our website, to the web pages. Now in the previous tutorial we talked about how we can create two types of website. Either you can create different pages for different sections, or you can create an entire website with a single HTML document with all the sections inside it. We are going to do the second thing. So we are going to need IDs over here. Okay, so we are going to give every section a particular ID, and we are going to use that. We are going to call the ID in the anchor tag. Okay, so let's just see how does the anchor tag look like. We are going to talk about anchor tag a lot more, but in the upcoming tutorial, since in this particular tutorial we are focusing on the types of navigation bars, okay, and how to create a navigation bar. So the A tag, the anchor tag stands for A. Now anchor tag is also a pair tag, so we are going to give the link. For that we use href. Href is strictly used in HTML, that's right. So href here. Now we are going to give a hash because we haven't defined all the sections with their ID yet, right? So now the text which I click on and should link to this particular page should be entered between the open and the close tag. So I'm going to enter home and a closing tag. Now I'm going to need four of this because I have 5 sections, right? So first one is home, the second one is introduction. Now you can have totally different sections for you, so you don't have to copy each and every word over here. You can have any kind of sections you are willing to have for your portfolio. Then comes the blocks. Now let's just take a look as to how it will look. So let's just refresh it. Now you can see that I've already refreshed it, and we can see that particular words in here in purple color. Now actually they look quite blue, but since we have a black background, it is looking purple and it is underlined, and as soon as we take a mouse on it, the cursor changes. Okay, so this is how we have made the structure of our nav bar. Now let's just do the styling. First of all, we don't want it to be this sticky, and if we apply padding to it in the nav bar, what it is going to do? It is going to take a lot of space. So here's a property called display. Now the display has various values such as the inline, block, grid, and then the contain. All these values play a very vital role when we create our website. So we are going to go with the block. What is the block going to do? It is going to create a block for every element we give the styling for. And what will the inline do? It will create an inline thing for it, and for the contain, it will make the container disappear. Okay, and the fourth grid. So it is going to create a block level grid for that particular tags. So we are going to use block here. So let's just save this. First create a CSS file, right? Create a new file, go in here and choose CSS and make sure that you save the file in CSS with the name as nav. Then we will link that particular file in here. So I don't think we have to use this particular tag again. We can just copy the first one and paste it again and just change the file name, right? This is why organization is helpful in creating the website. So let's just save this, okay? So let's just first give the font and use the display block, okay? So we are going to use nav A. Now we haven't declared any kind of class in here. Since nav here plays a very vital role, we are going to use it only once in the entire document, right? So the nav here is the parent of the anchor tag. So we can use that, right? Nav A, and then we can select display for displaying it as block and display it as block. Now let's just save it and see what difference has it made. So it has made it right. It has created blocks. So let's just see how does the block display block looks like, okay? So we are going to inspect this particular option. So I've clicked on inspect and here we are inspecting. So here's a cursor in the corner. We can just go over here and we can see that it has created a block for this. Now if we have chosen inline, what would it do? It would just take as much space as it wants, right? So we have created blocks. Now let's just define float left. Now what does this particular float left do? The float will tell it to take a particular position, to float in that particular direction. Now this particular property has these many values. We are going to use many of them in the upcoming tutorials. So I'm not going to bore you with the explanation over here. We'll directly use them. So we have used float left, so it has appeared in a line. So we need to give it some padding. Since we have defined the blocks, so let's just give it some padding. But before that, let's just define the length of the nav, the width of the nav as 100%. Okay, so the width is 100% here. Now what we can do is we will make the padding in here. Now padding can be given in 4 types: up, top padding, bottom padding, left padding, right padding. But we can also use these 4 values in the particular property padding also. How? We just have to give 4 values in here and that's it. Now rather than just guessing some numbers, let's just use the inspect option here. Okay, this will help us have a perfect value for it, right? So let's just do that. So we have selected the nav here and the particular A attribute. Now you can just take the cursor and select, but I prefer to do in this way. So okay, so we have given nav by mistake. So let's just define it here again, nav A. So we will define the padding for it. So the first value was for the top, the second value was for the right side, the third value is for the bottom. Okay, so we don't want this much in the bottom. So let's just make sure that the top, bottom, left and right respectively are equal. So let's just make it 34px. Okay. Now this particular naming of the numbers can be done by you as well. So this is for this particular home and I have liked it. So I'm just going to copy it and paste it inside my nav A. Okay, I think I have Control C and I'm going to paste it inside my navigation A. And save it. Okay, now you can see that it has appeared. Let's just close this. It has appeared. We have given width as 100%. So now what it is doing, it is taking the position over here. Like it is changing the position. It is not in a fixed position. If we scroll down, right? So we need it to be in a fixed position. For that, we use the property position fixed. Now the values here can be different. Fixed, absolute, sticky. We are all going to see about this in the next tutorial. Okay. So fixed is here. So you can see it is fixed now. But it does not have a background, right? So let's just give it some background. I haven't defined the padding very perfectly. You can do that. Okay. You should do that. So let's just give it a background color as black. Okay. Now you can give a RGB value also. Let's just give a RGB A value. Now what does the A stand here for? Stands for opacity, right? So we will go in HTML color picker of W3 Schools. It provides us a various range and gives us the RGB, HSL, every value. Okay. So I have like this color and I can choose any kind of shade. Now I'm just going to use the RGB, the value of RGB over here, and here I will define the opacity. Now the opacity can be from 0, like 0.0 to 1. Okay, 0 to 1. So we are going to give it as 0.7. Okay. If you give opacity as 1, there will be no opacity. Okay. You can just check it for yourself. So I've saved it. Now you can see that it is moving. Now you can see there is a little bit of gap from the corner, the left side corner and the top side corner. So here we are going to define it as, top 0 and left 0. Now why is it giving some gap in the left side? This is because we have defined float left. That's right. So it is giving a lot of pressure to move away from float. So here we are. So our nav bar has stuck up. Okay. Now even if you see some little much of gap in here, this is because there is some default padding and margin to our body given by the browser, since we have not defined it. So now you can give different fonts. To give different fonts, you can go in Google Fonts and select a particular font which you have liked, just like I have liked this particular font. Just click on it, and after that you can see a option in here as select this style. So you just have to click on that very style which you have liked, and then in the corner there is an option where you can see your selected styles. Okay. And then you can just click on that particular style and you will get the link of that style. Okay, I'll just remove this one so that to avoid confusion. Okay, so you can see I have got the link. Now this particular font is not known by our HTML, so we need to define that font. Since it's a Google font, we can define it as a style sheet. Font comes in the style sheet, right? So we'll go in and define it inside the head. So let's just copy it, okay, and paste it here. So we have saved it, okay, and now we can use that font. How we can use that font? We'll just go in font family, and then define the font. So our font is, yes, it's Mukta. Okay, you can just copy it from here to avoid any confusions and save it. So let's just save our HTML page also and load it. So it has adapted to that particular font. Now we need to increase the font size. Then now you will say that I want different color and I don't want it to be underlined, right? Because it's not looking that good. So let's just first define the font size. I've defined it as 20px, and then the text decoration as none. So it will remove the underline and the color. So we can define our own color as white and save this and you can see it has come up. So you can give the padding perfectly. I haven't given it nicely. You can give the padding and everything can work out nicely. Now if you want to make this particular nav bar at the bottom, what will you do? You will just select, rather than top 0, you will select bottom 0. Okay, and then position is fixed. So now when will we load it, you can see that the navigation bar is below. Now for the left and right, it's also very easy. Since we have given float over here, you just need to blow up the float from here, from the nav A, save it, and it will appear in the right corner. Now what you just have to do is you need to define the width over here. You just have to say 50%. I have defined the width as 50%, and the width will reduce. What is the width? It is the, yes. So now it is not stuck from the above. So what you are going to do is you will give top 0 and save it. So as soon as you save it, you can give it. Now here the margin, padding and every other thing would be helpful. That's right. After this, what you are going to do is, if you want it in the right side, what are you going to do? Rather than left, you will just enter right and save it. So now you have a right navigation bar. Now you can see that the content in here is overlapped by this navigation bar. So what you will do is, you will just go inside the body, okay, and we already have a body, I'm so sorry. Now since our navigation bar is in the right side, so I'll give margin right, and whatever width we have given in here for the navigation bar, which is 50%, just copy it and paste it here. So what will it do? It will maintain a margin right towards it, so it is all sorted. So in this way you can create a top, bottom, right, left navigation bar. So this was all about the navigation bar. Let's just meet in the next tutorial with you having a very great navigation bar by exploring other CSS properties and things like that. Also, we'll discuss a little about how do we change the font or change the styling of a particular thing when our mouse goes on it for the anchor tag. And we'll also discuss a little more about anchor tag. Thank you.
For more videos, download our app from the Play Store.